daytime drink. I can't remember the last time I did. I don't even really like to drink it while it's still light out, but I might start early today because the bars are open again for indoor seating, limited capacity. And there's a bartender at a place that I used to frequent who is just absolutely smoking hot. I want to see what she's about. I should really have learned my lesson by now about dating bartenders, or learn my lessons, plural. What can I say? I'm prone to big mistakes, and I'm prone to, well, abusive relationships. And maybe I think I deserve it. Maybe I do deserve it. Of course, I have no idea if she's my next big mistake, or if she's anything. But the reason I want to go during the day is because it's far more likely to be uncrowded. They have limited seating. I think they can only have like 8 or 9 customers at a time. But during the day, it's going to be pretty quiet, I would think. So we'll see. I don't think I've been to a bar in 3 years. Well, it was a couple of forgettable exceptions. I don't think I've been to a bar in 3 years. And I don't really miss it, but I really need to talk to people again, I need to reignite my social skills. Not that I ever had any. I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm certainly not alone in really wanting to let new people into my life, socialize again, be at a bar or someplace. I did get tired of bars for a whole host of reasons, but like I said, the bartender is smoking hot, so that's as good a reason as any to give it another try. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on pre-pandemic, from 2018 to 2019, and then into right up to the end. I've never really considered myself promiscuous, but I was seeing 3 women at once, not all in the same room. But it was cool. There was nothing weird about it. Everybody knew what was going on. And then suddenly, quarantine and all that. And then I had one last gasp. I guess it was like maybe 2 or 3 months ago now, with this young Asian woman who got deported. Proving once again that I know how to pick them. I have no idea. She was a compulsive shoplifter, and just a real pain in the ass for grocery store owners over in Flushing. And I later learned she was also a bedwetter. I hadn't changed the sheets in a while. We had some good fun though. I think she was 26 when we met and turned 27. Another woman I was seeing was her 60-something, 62 or 63. And another one was 40 something, I think. She was the least interesting of the three that I was seeing. The 60-something-year-old was Chinese, the 27-year-old was Japanese, and the 40-something-year-old was Jewish, white. I don't really have a type. I dated kind of all over the spectrum, really. Although I've never dated a black woman. There have been many instances where I would have liked to, but it just hasn't happened. Remember when I got it, that they admitted me to Bellevue. One of the questions the social worker asked was, "Why haven't you been married?" That just seemed like such an old-fashioned question. It's like accusatory, as if you're not worthy of companionship or something. And I just told her the truth, that I've never really been in a situation where that made any sense. The closest I came was to even contemplating it was the Muslim woman, but that never would have happened. So I don't know. The 60-something-year-old Chinese woman was really funny. She just made these sort of deadpan jokes and comments that would make me laugh, but she got to a point where she wanted me to move in with her. She had this beautiful house out in Jamaica, Queens. It's like something you'd find down in Georgia. But I wasn't going to do that. She wanted me to live off of her, basically. She wanted to be she had a lot of money. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could live off of somebody else. I did not meet the bartender. I did go to the bar, however, and she was there, but I didn't say anything more than was necessary. The atmosphere just wasn't right. It was actually pretty crowded, which surprised me, but I guess it shouldn't. Indoor dining has only been recently, I guess within the last maybe 6 weeks. It's only that it's been allowed, but it's limited. And in this case, I should have known that no one would be allowed to sit at the bar, and you weren't even allowed to stand near it. I had to sign in with my full name and contact info and phone number and everything. She took my temperature. That's about as much as I interacted with her. But I give up because she's married, and I do not want to enter into that kind of situation ever again. Never ever again. But that's the first bar I've been to in, I think, 3 years. First time I've been to that particular place in about 6 years. So it'll probably be another 3 years before I go to any other bar again. I really wasn't enjoying the atmosphere or anything about the place. It used to be a dive bar and it still has a little bit of that edge to it, but now they charge Manhattan prices for beers and play really loud music. That used to be one of its main saving graces, was that it was quiet enough that you could have a conversation without yelling. Anyway, just thought I'd close the story on the the beautiful bartender, who really is quite beautiful. But speaking of this kind of thing, I was trying to find a video that I made a couple of years ago, and I couldn't find it. Looked everywhere, and that's really strange because I never delete anything. It finally turned up, but in the process of combing my PC for every video that I could find, I suddenly, and without any anticipation that this was going to happen, I found myself watching sex tapes or sex videos with me and an ex-girlfriend from a long time ago. I immediately hit the stop button when I realized what I was looking at, and I closed the video. And I remembered that the first thing she said after we broke up was, "By the way, would you mind getting rid of those videos?" And I did. I mean, I thought I did. I don't fuck around with that kind of thing. It's not. There's no risk that I would do anything with them, but who knows? You know, a hacker could bust into my system, or a future girlfriend could rummage around through my old files. I don't know. I thought I had annihilated every last one of them, but here they were again, coming back to haunt me. But I couldn't not look, right? So I watched them, and I'm really happy to say that they were actually really sweet. We were having a really good time. She was smiling and laughing some, and it was just really, it was nice. I'd sort of forgotten about that aspect of our relationship. Nothing else worked as well as the sex between her and me. It was sweet. And it was really good sex. But still, it was a jarring thing to suddenly find myself looking at with no warning or anticipation. But after I did what I promised her when we broke up, which is I deleted the fuck out of those things, and I'm never going to see them again, I hope.